what does it really mean to be chosen? Aside from the obvious point of, your bloodline and, all of that information and philosophical talk and, research and all that we get into in my teachings, being chosen is not just about your skin color. Being chosen is not just about your ethnic background. Being chosen is not just about even your bloodline. Being chosen means that you have been gifted by the Creator. You have been gifted by your ancestors and chosen to be on the front lines. Being on the front lines means that you're not afraid. Being on the front lines means that you don't operate in the spirit of compromise. You don't operate in the spirit of deal making. We can't be bought. We can't be sold. We don't sell out. And like none of that. Like, I want you to understand that when being chosen, you don't get to choose that. Like, it's not something that I'm conveying to you guys by telling you guys that it's a choice that you make every single day or anything like that. Like, it's not like that. In fact, being chosen doesn't feel good at all. And that's the main point of my message. I don't get on his camera and lie to you guys about, the reality of my life, the reality of what you guys' life is going to be, any of that. Look, yeah, we're going to get massive amounts of accumulation. We're going to get massive amounts of success and all of that. But in the midst of all of that going on, it feels like shit most of the time. So I want you to understand that being chosen is not something that I chose to do. Like, I don't choose to do this. It's so many other things that I could be doing right now. And there's so many other things that you guys could be doing right now. And our lives would be easier. It's not easy being on the front lines of this. It's not easy being on the front lines of anything. And when you're really that kind of leader and you lead by example like that, and you lead past your own pain, that calling of being chosen it haunts you. It haunts you every single day. So it's not something that I wake up and decide, oh, I just decided I'm going to do this. No, I don't work like that. It's not, I don't even decide to keep going, to be honest with you. Like, it's just something that I know I must do. Like, do I always want to do it? I would argue that 90% of the time, I don't want to do this at all. 90% of the time, all the things that I've had even a little bit of success in, I really didn't want to do. 90% of the time, like, when you're just chosen for the task and you're chosen to be that leader, you have to just do it regardless. So I get on here and give this message because I want you guys to understand that, being chosen, a lot of you guys watch this content and you don't feel it. You don't feel confident sometimes. You don't feel respected in society, none of that. But you just know that you're chosen, though, because at the end of the day, I think that the real chosen understand that we're going to die one day. I'm going to die. You're going to die. That's the fate that will meet us all. And in reality, you should never let the consequences or the aftermath of being brave, of being courageous, of being intellectual, of being a man, don't let the potential consequences or potential aftermath stop you from doing it, because you're going to die one day anyway. So it doesn't matter what comes after that, as long as you're standing on what you believed in the first place, and it is what it is. And we need more people that are willing to die for what it is they said. And that's an undervalued and underappreciated thing. And it is what it is. Look, I've not had one person come along in my process and really appreciate that aspect of me. They don't appreciate that. They appreciate you being docile. They appreciate you being submissive. They appreciate you doing what the fuck they want you to do. They don't appreciate the one that holds that line and holds that standard. They don't appreciate the man that stands up no matter what the situation is and stands up for what was actually right. And, I've had to do that in so many situations, and every single time I've had to do it, it was that calling of being chosen to do it, because I don't give a fuck what happens to me after I do it. All I care about is how they're going to remember me when it's all said and done. So shout out to the ones that I did that for and had to see me do things like that, because one day they'll look back on it and realize that was some real man shit, and I think that we have to just continue on understanding that in due time, we will be remembered as some of the greatest men to have ever walked this earth.